Good afternoon, I'm Denise Tan and this is One News Now. The truce between Israel and Hamas has officially begun today, Friday at 7 a.m. Tel Aviv time or 1 p.m. here in Manila. This marks the first agreement in the nearly 7-week conflict. Aside from the temporary ceasefire, the two sides also agreed to free hostages and prisoners. 50 women and children taken by Hamas in exchange for 150 Palestinian women and teenagers in Israeli detention. According to mediators in Qatar, the initial release of captives will start at 4 p.m. Gaza time. Both Israel and Hamas vowed to resume fighting amid the truce once provoked.
The lists have been handed to both sides, and finally, in a communication just now, the list has been handed to the Israeli intelligence service, the Mossad, in order to facilitate the implementation of the deal. We are hoping that momentum will carry and that we would find this would open the door for further and more deep negotiations towards an end to this violence.
Meantime, the fate of two Filipinos likely held hostage by Hamas is still uncertain. Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Eduardo De Vega told Radio 5 there are strong indications that one man and one woman of Filipino descent are with the militant group. The DFA is not sure if the two will be among those who will be freed during the four-day truce.
Yung mga kabiyak natin, hindi masasama sa first match kasi women in children. Maaaring yung isa, dalawa sila, no? Isa lalaki, isa babae. Maaaring isa dahil woman siya, no? Babae. Pero ang alam namin, yung umpisa nila yung mga bata at nanay nila. Pero ang maganda dyan, kung successful to for the first 4 days ng truce, inasa natin tuloy-tuloy na hanggang sa mas maraming papakawalang mga biyag kasama na yung possible na dalawa nating mga citizen.
On another set of Pinoy hostages, this time off the Red Sea. The government said 17 Filipino seafarers captured by Houthi rebels remain unharmed. The Department of Migrant Workers said it has received word that the hijacked vessel is now in Yemen. The DMW has also reached out to the families of hostages and extended assistance. For its part, the DFA said coordination with other nations is ongoing. So far, the Filipino hostages are safe and the Houthis haven't asked for ransom. The rebel faction is protesting Israel's airstrikes in Gaza.
At least yung isa nakapag-communicate. Yung ating manning agency is also working. Hindi consistent no, yung communication sa kanila. Pero mayroong mga lumalabas na video na pinapakita paano sila tinuturing. Dahil hindi sila dinakip ng tulad na nangyayari sa Israel.
Time to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Is the Philippines joining the International Criminal Court again? Well, President Bongbong Marcos said that's, quote, under study. In an ambush interview, Marcos said the government is still exploring its options on whether or not to rejoin the ICC. The Philippines officially withdrew from the global body in March of 2019. Despite an openness to review relations with the ICC, President Marcos is still questioning the court's jurisdiction over the drug war probe.
There is also a question, should we return under the fold of the ICC? So that's again under study. So we'll just keep looking at it and see what our options are. Simple lang para sa akin, simple lang naman yung issue yan eh. Hindi naman siguro tama na ang mga tigalabas, mga dayuhan, ang magsasabi sa atin kung sino iimbestigahan ng pulis natin, sinong aarestuhin ng pulis natin, sinong ikukulong ng pulis natin. Hindi naman siguro tama 'yon. Dapat Pilipino lang ang gumagawa niyan.
For his part, Justice Secretary Boying Remulla will meet with Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin to find out the palace's official position on the ICC. The ICC is investigating crimes committed during the anti-drug campaign of former President Rodrigo Duterte. 2 resolutions have been filed at the House of Representatives urging the Marcos administration to cooperate with the investigation.
Ang resolution sa House kasi tells us to work with the ICC. Pero ang first question is, why will we work with the ICC now that we are no longer members of the ICC? Diba? Are we going to be members again of the ICC first for this thing to happen? I-clarify lang. Kasi kung may balak ba tayong maging miyembro muli ng ICC dahil sa sinasabi ng Kongreso, I want to know how it affects the whole universe of the ICC and the Philippine government as it is right now.
Several barangays in Catarman, Northern Samar are still isolated following massive flooding and mudslides there. Let's get an update on this from Mon Gualvez, who is joining us over the phone. Mon, exactly how many areas are still unreachable to authorities bringing aid?
Denise, from 55 barangays, 10 barangays here in Catarman, Northern Samar remain isolated and out of reach to authorities since Monday. These are the barangays of Gibelwangan, Quezon, Mabini, Trangge, Caligang, New Rizal, Guba, Boctol, Salvacion, and San Julian. According to the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office of Catarman, all of these barangays recorded landslides, while others beside the river literally have nowhere else to go at the moment unless they take boats. That's because the flood water level there is still high and currents remain powerful. Now that rains are letting up, the LGU is finally able to penetrate barangays near Catarman River to deliver relief goods. Elsewhere, there's still a lot to clean up, especially the mud, debris from establishments. 3% back in the province, but water supply signals. Also, operations of the Catarman Airport. At the moment, only 50 families remain in the evacuation center here in Catarman. Earlier, DSW Secretary Rex Excellent personally checked assistance allocation for Northern and Eastern Samar, in which he assured for 2 waves of relief distribution until December 2. Denise?
Thank you, Mon. Again, that was Mon Gualvez reporting. We now give you a quick look at today's other top stories. President Bongbong Marcos has granted amnesty to current and former rebels who committed atrocities because of their, quote, political beliefs. Malacanang said this is part of the government's comprehensive peace initiative. In proclamations 403 to 406, Marcos extended a pardon of members of the CPP, NPA, NDF, the Revolutionaryong Partido ng Manggagawa ng Pilipinas, Revolutionary Proletarian Army, and the Alex Boncayao Brigade. The amnesty also covers the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the Moro National Liberation Front. Excluded from amnesty are those who were involved in gross human rights violation, rape, kidnap for ransom, massacres, and terrorism. The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center says the Philippines has the highest rate of online shopping scams in Asia at almost 36%. The advisory was based on a 2023 Asia Scam Report which surveyed 11 Asian economies. Other nations polled were China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan, Vietnam, Singapore, and Thailand. The Manila International Airport Authority is warning against social media accounts claiming to sell lost pieces of luggage at the NAIA. The MIAA clarified that there are protocols for safekeeping and disposal of items lost or left behind in airports, and selling them is certainly not an option. One News Now will be back at 3:15 p.m. Join us again later. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.